Everyone loves Shaq. His influence on the basketball court, in the media, and the community off the court have made him the most loved celebrity of all time. It helps that he was a superstar NBA player too. He's kind, he's down to earth even though he's 7'1" and has a heart of gold. In today's video, we'll be looking at why Shaquille O'Neal called out Kyrie Irving and how Kanye West fits into all of this. First off, he called Kyrie Irving an idiot. With fame comes controversy. If you haven't been sitting off the internet, you probably know that people aren't liking the way Irving has been acting on social media in the past few weeks.
Like I said, in the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary.
After the top point guard for the Brooklyn Nets shared a link to an anti-Semitic movie on social media, it caused nationwide outrage. Even though LeBron James and Paul Pierce have come to Irving's defense since he was suspended, Shaq and countless other players have spoken out against the 2016 NBA champion. In one of his signature rants, Shaq Attack went on an angry rant about the disgraced player, criticizing him for how he's been acting on Twitter, his erratic behavior, and how he affects the people around him. The Big Diesel never shies away from saying exactly what he means, and he called the player an idiot. When this one dishes it out, we eat it up. Spreading hurtful speech will never be okay. In this day and age, we expect people to be smarter about what they put on the internet. Now, for the reason behind the name-calling. The Big Shaq has been very critical of the player ever since he refused to get the COVID-19 shot before last season. The suspended NBA star hasn't seemed to learn his lesson, causing yet another big stir and getting himself into trouble. The former player had an ironclad reason why he called him names, one name to be particular. He believed that he offended a lot of people with his comments, since they often listen with their emotions in mind. We, on the other hand, believe that it was completely called for. His use of the word idiot was meant to show that celebrities should be a lot more careful about what they put into the world, because the smallest things can ruin their brand. That would ruin their name, their legacy, or their standing at work. He doesn't usually get into religious debates, which is another reason why we love the big guy, but he was worried about Irving's safety, as religion is a very touchy subject, and anti-Semitic views could put his life in danger. He said that Kyrie needs to be smarter than that, and since he isn't, he's an idiot. Such ironclad logic. When it comes to their use of social media, celebrities have a great amount of responsibility on their shoulders. They have the potential to have an impact on a very large number of people, and they should be aware that with great power comes great responsibility.
That's two. It's two goaltending calls that have gone by the board.
Coming up, somehow Kanye West felt the need to jump in. Since his anti-Semitic Twitter post, the NBA champion has been suspended by the Brooklyn Nets. Rightfully so. We don't support hate speech in 2022. No one can ever really be sure as to why, but Kanye West had a lot of opinions about this too. Just look at his Twitter feed. Even though the rapper's Instagram account was shut down, Elon Musk has made sure that he can still spread his crazy theories on another popular platform. In response to the Nets announcement, Ye posted the team's official statement without any comments that could cause trouble, which sounds very un-Ye-like. Don't worry though, he decided to go after Shaq instead. Who in their right mind would pick a fight with the Big Shamrock? After he hilariously called Kyrie an idiot, Kanye reposted it. The player had said that the media and people in power are trying to make black people fight each other. While other social media platforms have specific community guidelines, Overlord Musk has made sure that even the most racist and sexist people have a platform to voice their opinions. We still don't know why, but the Yeezy creator made very strange claims to defend the player and posted a second tweet where Irving denies being an anti-Semite. The rapper keeps getting himself into trouble by using weird and threatening statements that make absolutely no sense. But bringing the two players into the mix was one of the biggest mistakes that he's ever made, and that is saying a lot. Now, let's look at how the Diesel called him out. We love drama, especially when it has a satisfying ending. What's more satisfying than Shaq calling the former husband of Kim Kardashian a raging narcissist? He isn't wrong. The entire internet has been reeling since these two came out into the Twitterverse. Well, it was mostly Ye trying to get a rise out of the big guy. Their verbal battle reached a high point when the legendary former Los Angeles Lakers player responded to some of the rapper's criticisms on The Big Podcast with Shaq. He was very candid about his feelings concerning the disgraced player and said that he felt hurt and that things like these cause such an irreparable divide between players in the game. What's more, the entire community then has to be answerable for one man's actions. He expressed empathy for the rapper too and said that he feels sorry for him because he can understand what Ye is going through. He called him a narcissist and stated that he was one himself. He talked about how his life suffered because of his narcissistic tendencies. ways. The first valuable that they often lose is their children, and then it turns into a downward spiral where they lose everything. In the past, he had exhibited characteristics typical of a narcissist, but he has since grown up, especially post his divorce and losing his children. He explained that by the time he learned a better way to live, he had nothing left. Up next, he refused to engage the rapper any longer. We know the big Ohio is the ender of all feuds. When he finally answered the ex-Kardashian's many Twitter attacks, he did so in a way that would hurt Ye's pride. The disgraced rapper claimed that the Jews have always tried to make black people fight with each other so that they can take advantage of the tension. Also, he agreed with everything Irving said about the movie and the book. SHAQ talked about the rapper's claim that businessman Jamie Salter tricked him and David Beckham into working with him. He tried to insist that he knew what the player did for a living. The big guy came back with a great answer that effectively ended things. He told the Yeezy designer to mind his own business because he makes a lot more money than he does. In the words of the great SHAQ, "Mind your own business, Kanye West." He ended the tweet by wishing him a good day. We hope now that the rapper will finally understand where to draw the line.
Try me and you'll see that I ain't playing. Now, back up off my family, move your hands.
It's common knowledge that the artist has a mental illness, and people have been very kind to him so far, but still, he needs to calm down before someone makes him. This time, SHAQ took the high road and ended the argument with a simple yet devastating tweet. Will he finally learn his lesson and grow up? It seems unlikely, but we are optimistic. Ye just might surprise us, and finally, in a good way. Finally, the former NBA player went easy on the rapper, and we love him for that. The Big Diesel and everyone else all around the world is super proud of his restraint and cool-headedness. He remained cool and classy. With so many years spent in the industry and amongst fellow celebrities, it doesn't come as much of a shock that he played it cool.
The 76ers just don't go away, that they keep coming back time after time in a game, seemingly against San Antonio.
Even though Ye was completely asking for it, the big guy didn't want to engage in petty squabbling. That is what we call king behavior. The former NBA champion turned commentator, now 50 years old, claimed he handled the rapper's attempt to beef with him on social media earlier this month in an impressive way. He remarked that when his mom would watch him on TV making a controversial statement back in the day, she would set him straight. We're sure his mom is smiling down at him. He dealt with the entire situation like the elegant man that he is. He doesn't shy away from little online discussions, but he doesn't let things get too personal. The former Trump supporter has always used his platform to spread hate and confusion. Remember how his Instagram account turned into an I Hate Pete Davidson account? Or when he wouldn't stop gushing about the racist, inhumane policies the former president of the US wanted to implement. On the other hand, our big lovable athlete has done nothing but share love, respect, and words of wisdom with his followers and his fans. We don't think the rapper will be replying anytime soon, but you never know. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Kanye West would dare take another stab at the Big SHAQ? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.